Hi there. So I'm in my new accom for the last 72 hours, 3 days of my time in Mexico, and I'm feeling good. It's on the fourth floor of a building on Avenida Insurgentes Sur. So it's cheaper. It's a shared accom, but I have my own room and bathroom, which is really important. It's only $38 a night, but everything is well set up. The room's big, internet's fine. Um, yeah, I had a bit of a cry earlier. It's because I'm hormonal, partly, I think. And anyway, I have to go out for dinner somewhere. I'm guessing. Um, I'm waiting to get paid. Bring on the pay. I was thinking about Loop Vertigo and the possibility of it getting published as a book in Australia. And I think I probably would have better luck going outside the country and publishing in the US, maybe with Nightboat Press, or one of those. Yeah. I think that my poetry would be better received, at least Loop Vertigo, because it's much more experimental and hybrid and diasporic and involving um, looking at the archives, re-embodying them, transpoetics and so on. I'm really hoping I can make it to India in late Jan. I got my abstract for my talk accepted, but that's at the University of Burwan. And additionally, with Anshuman Kaur, I might be doing a poetry workshop. So I know that my poems would go down very well in India. I think it's important to have these conversations and connections. The work's in English with a smattering of phrases in Bengali and Urdu. Very little though, because I'm not conversant in those languages, even though the poetic forms that come out of Bengal and more broadly out of different traditions in South Asia are really important to me and have helped shape the manuscript, as well as Indic philosophical and Islamic traditions, Sufist. For example, it's part of my evolution as a writer, as a thinker, as a decolonial theorist as well. I think that still have a way to go in terms of developing this way, but I realized the other day that my colleague Fernanda, when she said that I'm doing stuff kind of the stature of someone like Gloria Anzaldúa and the way she writes, was a major compliment. Because of course, like, her writing practice is just something I find phenomenal, and I get it intuitively. The stages that she describes as going through in the creative process, they really resonate with me. And there's always a spiritual activist element to her work as well. So it's not that much of a stretch. Obviously, I do work in hybrid mixity kind of repertoires. So yeah, that makes perfect sense. So thank you, Fernanda, for that wonderful illumination and that compliment, really, because it's a huge compliment. I can only hope to reach that level of consciousness and ability to have the facultad that Gloria had. And oftentimes over the last couple of decades, I've returned to her work. I remember the day that I was at a conference at UTS, announced her passing, and I was just really shocked. But Gloria is right up there for me, as are others like Maria Lugones. But yeah, there's too many women to name, really. Right? I've probably mentioned them in other videos like Audre Lorde. but many others. Sometimes people compare what I'm writing to poets like Natalie Diaz. Natalie Diaz. Her most recent book is called Post-Colonial Love Poem, and honestly, like, the work evolved separately, but I'm not surprised there'd be connections. Banu Kapil, I think, is another one. Um, but I try to write from my own repertoires as they evolve, even if my thinking is influenced by also reading, a range of writers. Yeah, so all in all, I feel like I'm on the right track, but I want to keep writing. I want to keep writing as much as possible and publishing as well.